Happy Christmas.
Welcome once again, everyone, to Major League Wrestling. Happy to have you along. My name is Rich Bocchini, joined by Tony Schiavone. And Tony, what a night of action we have here. The top professional wrestlers in the world looking to climb the rankings in Major League Wrestling. And what a main event we have. You want to talk about Retribution? Shane Swerve Strickland looking for some.
He's looking for some, and it's going to be a no disqualification tag team match, which is our big event. And I tell you, he's looking for Retribution. Will he get it tonight is the question.
Yeah, we will find out later on. But what a match we have to kick things off. Tom Lawlor and Matt Riddle. We are starting things off hot. Let's send it down to the ring with Tim Barr.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is a one-on-one matchup scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, weighing in this evening at 215.1 pounds from Sin City, Filthy Tom Lawlor.
Set to get underway with this showcase matchup in a highly anticipated battle. Filthy Tom Lawlor. Think about what happened at our last event in the matchup between Lawlor and Jeff Cobb, Tony.
Well, you will recall back on one shot, it appeared that Lawlor had used some Vaseline or some sort of substance to blind Jeff Cobb, and that got him the controversial win. And then, of course, we remember what he said afterwards and the challenge that he made. And I'm really excited about this. Here he's coming into the ring with his corner men. And I really think this is what this is all about. You've got a couple of guys with MMA backgrounds making the transition to pro wrestling. This is one that I'm really, really looking forward to, Rich. You've got to be impressed, if nothing else. And I know Lawlor is a heck of a competitor, heck of an athlete, heck of a fighter, but the confidence that he brings to the ring.
And his opponent, weighing in this evening at 215 pounds,
and that's why I'm so impressed with
Las Vegas, Nevada, the King of Bros, Matt Riddle.
How about the ovation for Matt Riddle?
One of the hottest free agents in professional wrestling today, making his Major League Wrestling debut. You know, you mentioned the confidence of somebody like Tom Lawlor and maybe a little bit of the arrogance that he shows as well. He's got the cornermen. You saw the stockings over their heads, you know, just a little intimidation factor. A guy like Matt Riddle, even just looking at it, you can tell that that kind of stuff just rolls right off of him.
Matt Riddle, easygoing guy. Here's a guy that is a graduate of the Monster Factory. I think anybody that follows pro wrestling knows what the Monster Factory has done and all the great stars that they have brought out of that, like Bam Bam Bigelow, Chris Candido, Raven, The Big Show, and now here is Matt Riddle answering the challenge here on Never Say Never.
Look at the getup that Tom Lawlor's wearing. The special tuxedo t-shirt.
Yeah, he's got style, okay? And Matt Riddle looks like he just walked off the set
of a surfing movie. Like, did you ever see Johns from Cincinnati on HBO?
Negative.
Okay, didn't think you did. But that was a surfing television show that I think was so popular on HBO it lasted like 3 episodes. And he looks like he walked right out of that, man. He could have been cast in that one.
Well, Tony, this matchup, 2 crossover fighters set to battle each other. And quite honestly, I mean, this is as real as it gets. What a marquee matchup for Major League Wrestling.
I agree. Matt Riddle left the UFC on a 4-fight winning streak to turn pro as a wrestler, and the man hasn't looked back since. And what did he just tell him? Did he tell him he was going to make him submit?
That's what it sounded like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hear those bro chants?
Yep.
He calls himself the Super King of Bros. What kind of style do you think we're going to see in this match? I mean, these are 2 guys who are very adept at the MMA style of fighting, but have both crossed over as well into the professional wrestling.
Well, it appears to me from what I just saw, what I just heard in the ring, that Riddle told Lawlor, he said, I'm going to make you tap out, I'm going to make you submit. And Lawlor likes to say he's undefeated, kind of shook his finger at him. Said absolutely not.
Media from both the MMA world and the professional wrestling world here tonight in Orlando to cover this fight.
Tell you, there's another factor in here. Marcus Carter, who's our referee, he really has his work cut out for him. Because he's a professional wrestling referee with 2 guys who have this MMA background. He may be a little bit more lenient within the rules of pro wrestling in this match, Rich, which is okay by me. I like lenient rules. You know, they always said rules were made to be broken.
Lawlor.
I have no idea where I got that from. I guess it was from my years with the late Bobby Heenan. I'm not sure. And there he's putting his reverse chokehold on him. And now he's trying to get him. See, he's trying to get him to tap out right now. And the referee checking in. So he's trying to end this match very quickly.
Trying to get that bro mission locked in.
And he got to the ropes. Oh, he got his foot. There you go.
Finally getting that bottom foot on the rope, and the referee
a lot of times,
forced to break the count.
Sorry, Rich. A lot of times the referee will call for the call the count when they get the foot underneath the ropes. But that time he had to wait, did the referee Marcus Carter, until the foot was on top of the ropes. And here goes Riddle.
Starting to pick up the pace in this one. A couple of forearms, a big chop right to the chest.
Yeah, notice he's working on the upper body. He tried with that Bromission hold to cut off the wind supply to get a submission. And now he's continuing to work on the upper body here.
With momentum right into the corner. One more time, running forearm by Riddle.
Using the ring very nicely. That's pretty good. For a guy who's had such an MMA background, being able to use the pro wrestling ring is an advantage.
Whoa!
Whoa. A lot of steam behind that.
Lawlor came charging. Riddle
Wait
met
a
him
second.
with the forearm, and we talked about the corner men earlier,
Yeah.
Tony.
Well, they're serving their purpose. A lot of the fans here are booing here at the Guild, but they serve their purpose. He's getting himself a break. And the old cliche, there's no timeout in pro wrestling. Well, yeah, there is, and you're seeing it right now. You get it by stretching the rules here before the 10 count. You can get a timeout.
That is exactly what Tom Lawlor has in mind.
This is smart. You may not like it, you may not appreciate it, but this is smart from Lawlor. Now, what he's talking about here, this could be some sort of devious game plan.
How so?
Well, I mean, why would he go over and talk to his... Only thing maybe he could say is, I want you to do this, I want you to do that. If it happens again, pull me out again. Or maybe he wants to get these guys involved in the match. You never know. I mean, if he's got this win streak he's talked about that he's never lost, he'll do anything to keep it. And there he goes with that submission hold once again.
Matt Riddle trying to force Tom Lawlor to fade away. And Lawlor a little off balance. Oh.
Look at Riddle.
Still has it locked in.
Yeah, he's got the legs wrapped around the midsection. Got a hook within the knees. Oh boy, that broke the hold. No, maybe not.
Riddle still has it locked in. And look at Lawlor fading. I mean, he has done everything that he possibly can. Literally taking Riddle off his back, and then that's all it takes. And look at Riddle one more time. Prohibition.
He's got it at the center of the ring, Rich.
This time there is nowhere for Lawlor to go.
He's just flailing back and forth.
Lawlor starting to fade. Referee in perfect position. And this thing could be over much sooner than we thought, Tony.
Absolutely. He's got it locked in. Look at that hold around the neck, around the carotid artery. Oh, boy.
Well, you got to credit Lawlor for somehow hanging in there and just desperately charging towards the ropes. That'll break the hold.
I'll tell you, that'll break the hold, but don't.
Oh, right from behind.
Don't think the damage hasn't been done here to Tom Lawlor.
And how quickly the tide can shift.
Oh, great move.
Incredible suplex from the corner, launching Riddle 3/4 of the way across the ring. Thought he was going to go for the cover, but instead Lawlor just laying in some chops. Riddle literally not taking the laying down.
Yeah, we take for granted those suplexes are upper body strength. A lot of leg strength in those things too as well. And Riddle was showing that, or Lawlor was showing that.
Tremendous strength. The belly-to-belly overhead throwing suplex. And here's Lawlor setting up for the suplex in the center of the ring. Riddle down to a knee to block it, at least for the moment.
Well, Riddle's done his homework. Went down to one knee to block that suplex. Oh, couldn't block it a second time.
2 count only. Lawlor just locking in the hold on Riddle, trying to wear him down. This big matchup here at Major League Wrestling.
You know, let's not only, we talked about being called out last time. We were with one shot, but let's also not forget that Riddle and Jeff Cobb, tag team partners, friends, so he's out to avenge what happened to Jeff Cobb the last time we were here.
Planting Riddle. Somehow gets the shoulder up at 2.
And for the first time, we're seeing that Lawlor showing a little bit of frustration and now going to a submission hold here.
Now we saw the cornerman earlier in this matchup as well. Hold on there, Riddle trying to reverse there. And Lawlor just, again, locking up Riddle in the center of the ring. But those cornermen, look at them there. You can see him so close, just angling in, looking in. We saw Lawlor go to the outside earlier on.
Well, they can be used in many ways. And one of the things they can be used is to completely to keep the encouragement up, to keep your fighter fresh, but they can also be used in devious ways as well. We talked about that, and so far they were helping him get a timeout.
Hold on, Riddle with Lawlor able to shimmy free and into a sleeper. Riddle reaching out, the fingertips. He knows what he wants, and that's to grab the top rope, but Lawlor has him tied up.
If he drops down, he could be in trouble. He's just got to try to get the momentum going. Oh! Wow, release German suplex. Oh! And he pops back up. Turn around, son.
Misses with the knee. Instead of going for the suplex, just rolls through. And now with the suplex. 2 German suplexes by Lawlor.
Yeah, the first one Riddle got out of. Second one, he's couldn't fight back from that.
Center of the ring, trying to put it away, kick out at 2.
What we're seeing here, Rich, is a great combination of guys with an MMA style moving into pro wrestling, and I think done a great job, both of them, of using both tactics, both styles here in this match.
We've seen Lawlor in the past. I mean, he's known for honoring pro wrestling during his UFC weigh-ins. He's dressed up as several pro wrestlers for those UFC media events and is trying to make a name for himself here in the squared circle. Riddle with maybe a bit more experience here in the ring.
Riddle. Maybe looking for the Brody sweep, Tony. There it is!
Oh, that's it.
The BTS! Riddle! Bridging German suplex!
Oh, he got out of it.
Somehow Lawlor, 2 3/4 able to power out.
Rich, I think the fans here thought with the BTS that was going to be it. And I think and Riddle would agree. He thought it was over too. Now he's got to rethink his strategy here. And that's exactly what he's doing. He almost seems in a way kind of perplexed that he got out of it.
Riddle driving the knees into the kidneys of Lawlor.
Now that's some raw power right there.
Gut wrench suplex. Riddle, of course. Oh, takes a lot of inspiration from Alexander Karelin. Down into the cover. Getting the shoulder up at 2.
Yeah, but that was a great pinning combination by Riddle. You know, I mentioned earlier that Riddle had more in-ring pro wrestling experience than Lawlor, and I think it's kind of showing right here now.
Lawlor going for the arm submission. And Riddle in a tremendous amount of pain. And that's how quickly Lawlor can strike.
Riddle trying to get a wide base to get out of it. And once again, wow. Really impressed with both these guys so far.
Shoulders are down. Lawlor trying to put away Riddle, who powers out at 2. You mentioned Jeff Cobb earlier on. We do understand that Jeff Cobb will be here at our next MLW event. We know that he wants to get some revenge on Tom Lawlor. And you know that that's some motivation, again, as you said, Tony, for Riddle here in this matchup. But, oh, wait a minute. I was going to say Lawlor getting the best of Riddle. Oh! Whatever it takes.
Well, he didn't try to cover him there, which is kind of a surprise. Gut wrench. Into a tombstone pile driver, maybe. Then again, maybe not.
Whoa, wait a minute, reversed by Tom Lawlor.
Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. That has to do it. That's got to be it. And Lawlor thinks so as well. There's a smile on his face. Out in a 1 count. A 1 count.
This could just turn into a slugfest at this point.
There he goes.
Riddle's going to answer with, oh! I was thinking tombstone, but no, plants him. Cover. 2.5. Maybe closer to 2 9/10.
You know, Rich, sometimes we forget about what it takes to become a pro wrestler. A lot of cardiovascular training and conditioning. And both these men right now are showing that they have plenty of that. Back to the upper body once again, and that was the point of attack for Riddle earlier in the match. Those elbows finding their mark in the throat, in the chin, and now
Lawlor into the arm submission.
One too many. This could be it. Some of the fans are chanting for Riddle to tap, but he's not going to do it.
Beautiful reversal by Riddle. Now more of a mat-based approach by both competitors, just trying to one-up each other in moves, and wow. Nice innovation there by Lawlor, and Riddle trying to find a way out. Right back into the arm submission. It's all about wearing down Matt Riddle. But it's been back and forth.
Well,
I mean, they've had counters for every move that each other throws.
Yeah, he's not been able to wear down Riddle at all, and they're Riddle again. It's been a pretty good game plan. And the game plan, there he goes again.
Trying to get the twister locked in, the Perot mission. Lawlor desperately.
Oh, he's so close to the ropes.
Desperately flailing to prevent Riddle from getting that locked in tight.
Fighting to the ropes that time. Riddle did a great job of staying on top of him.
Lawlor trying to get to a vertical base. Riddle still has the sleeper locked in.
Yeah, he's got it on, and what he's trying to do here is keep the weight on behind him to prevent him.
The rear naked choke, and
just-
Lawlor fading it.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner, the King of Bros, Matt Riddle.
I don't know if you noticed what happened there or not. Look at Lawlor now coming to. Lawlor did not tap out. He was going out. He popped Riddle the bird. He was defiant to the end. But Matt Riddle picks up a big, big win here in Major League Wrestling.
Perhaps a measure of revenge for his friend Jeff Cobb.
Ladies and gentlemen, the King of Bros, Matt Riddle. Matt, you put filthy Tom Lawlor to sleep. How'd you do it?
Uh-oh.
We mentioned the cornermen earlier on, and whoa!
I think there's only one corner man left. Now I don't think there are any. Tom Lawlor sent his cornermen in, and they were wiped clean. So it's a victory on many levels.
Lawlor grabbing hold of his help, if you want to call him that.
Well,
he seems a little incredulous.
Yeah, Riddle said he would get him to tap out. He never did, but he got him to go out, put him to sleep.
Bro. So, Filthy Tom, you want to bring your boys into this? Your bros? Well, I can think of one bro I could bring here. So I think next month, January 11th, Matt Riddle and Jeff Cobb, the chosen bros, against you and whoever you want, bro. Bro.
Yeah, no response from
That's
Lawlor
what
to
I
that.
thought, bro.
Well, the challenge has been made by Riddle. Riddle and Cobb wanting to team up to face Lawlor and, well, whoever. Lawlor just tucking tail and leaving here after falling and being put to sleep by Matt Riddle. But it appears that this rivalry is not over yet, Tony.
Yeah, and Lawlor looked up as he was walking out. He said, I'll get someone.
Tony, the action just getting underway here at MLW. With more on tonight's event, we send it back to our correspondent, Aria Blake.
MVP, could I please get a statement about your big upcoming match?
Big is a good description. Brody King is a big guy. He's very dangerous, very violent. So right now I'm just trying to be focused on the task at hand. So I don't really want to get into too
Hassan, a.k.a. Antonio Banks, a.k.a. MVP. I've been trying to contact you for weeks. I just wanted, listen, I'm here to make sure that we're good. We're good. What's up?
I am exceptionally good. We are not.
Listen, we can either do this the easy way or the hard way, and you know what happens when you do it the hard way. Repercussions, consequences.
Stokely, I've always wanted to ask you this. Are you related to Donny Hathaway?
Of course not.
Then I suggest you Hathaway your ass away from me, because that song you're singing, I'm not a fan.
Listen, we're not gonna do this, all right? Listen to me. I just want to make sure that we're good, but clearly we're not.
Stokely, consider yourself to be a smart man?
Oh, of course.
Okay, then I'm gonna take a moment and drop a gem on you. Here's a life lesson. A smart man learns from his mistakes, but a wise man learns from the mistakes of others. You know who I am. You know where I come from. You know what I'm capable of. Now's a good time for you to be wise and not smart. Be wise. Excuse me.
Shut up.
Ladies and gentlemen. gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, weighing in this evening at 215 pounds, from the Rock, New York, the child of the 8th day, Saeed Al-Sabah.
The action continuing here in Orlando, Major League Wrestling, and Saeed Al-Sabah. We saw him back at Never Say Never.
Yeah, we saw both of them never say never, and his opponent, what we got here is a grudge match. Two men were tag team partners, but as I think we both witnessed last time, Rich, didn't have much chemistry at all.
You could tell right out of the shoots that they weren't on the same page, and after the matchup, Mike Perot, who is the opponent here tonight of Saeed Al-Sabah, powerbombed Sabah so hard that he popped back up easily, a foot or more off of the canvas. I mean, he just completely drilled him.
Well, Perot's got
And his
plenty of
opponent,
power.
weighing in this evening at 300 pounds, from Troy, New York, Perot.
He calls himself the one-man demolition machine. 6'4", a classic powerhouse wrestler. Guy can do a 700-pound deadlift, 400-plus-pound military press. He can bench over 545, but Tony, if that's not enough, he's quick. Can do a 4.9, or can do the 40-yard dash in 4.9. I mean, you put those two things together, this is a very dangerous man.
Yeah, he'd make a good linebacker in college football, too, with speed like that and that size. But he also has something else. One of those intangibles, Rich, and that is he is very intimidating when he walks to the ring and he stares his opponent down and he looks. Look at the size of the upper body and how thin the waist is. That's a tough man to get in the ring against. Okay, not a bad job by Al-Sabah, trying to get this thing quickly started. But the idea is you got a guy that way, that big, you got to sting, move, quick, move, get away. Don't go into his power. Or turn your back on him, like that. Woo!
Launched him a couple feet up in the air, and Sabah come crashing down. And you have to appreciate the approach, or at least the thought process of Sabah to come out quickly, get the offense going quickly. As you said, Tony, try to sting the much larger Perot, but wow, what a display of power.
Every wrestler that comes in this ring, Rich, and we know this, comes in with a game plan. They know who their opponent's going to be. They're thinking, I'll start out this way, I'll go at him this way, and sometimes that changes in midstream, and I think we're seeing that with Sabah right now.
Sabah says the world is going to see a revolution, and it starts tonight.
This will be a good way for it to start, wouldn't it?
Oh, not only lost a sneaker, but a clothesline inside out.
It's a wonder that clothesline didn't knock him out of his other shoe. Wow.
Cover. And Sabah somehow kicking out at 2.
I'm telling you, this shoe off, it may have a profound impact on this match because he may not be able to get the grip on the mat that he would normally get with his boots.
Goodness. Perot just launched it right over the top rope. Nearly into the first row, Tony.
Yeah, could have broken his neck right there, and the grip wouldn't matter after that. Wow, right cross.
Uh-oh, no. Oh!
My goodness. That is, I'm not so sure that Al-Sabah can get back in the ring after this.
6'4", 300+ pounds. A raw powerhouse.
You know, we've got to keep in mind, too, that Al-Sabah has been in this sport less than a year. And you learn every time you go into a match, be it a grudge match like this, an opponent that you're familiar with, you learn something, not only about your opponent, you learn a lot about yourself. And I think he's going to take away from this, win or lose, a lot about himself. Number one, keep your shoes on.
Sabah connected with a drop kick. Going for the flying crossbody and caught midair by Perot. No, it launched right into the turnbuckles.
That's a pretty good strategy, but when you dive after a strong guy like that,
Kick out at 2 by Saeed Al-Sabah.
yeah, then you're going to put yourself at risk for what we just saw. You fly right into the power of Perot.
A new breed of beast, if you will, Tony. But wait a minute. Oh, Sabah finding an opening, going after the knee. That's one way to slow him down. And probably one of the more effective ways to get somebody that large and that quick off their feet. Go for one of the hinges.
Wait a second. He's got some brass knucks or something in his right hand.
What's that?
He reached in his pocket, and there you see it. You may be able to see it in his right hand.
I don't have a clear view, Tony. And look at
Oh, he got him now.
Perot going for the power bomb. Cover. And that's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner, the child of the 8th day, Saeed Al-Sabah.
Perot had Sabah up in the air going for that murder bomb, Tony. And you said that Sabah had something in his hands?
No question he had something in his hands. 8 months in the sport, and he's already learned to take the shortcut when you need to, because he was thrown around the ring, he was thrown outside of the ring, and he was able to come up with a win.
Perhaps Saeed Al-Sabah getting out of here with a fast one over Mike Perot. Well, Tony, earlier on, Matt Riddle extended the challenge, and we can confirm that both he and Jeff Cobb will team up again against Tom Lawlor and a partner to be determined at MLW 0 Hour. We're going to be here. Will you? Get your tickets right now at MLWtickets.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following tag team contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, weighing in at a combined 601 pounds, Lover Boy Leo, Pretty Boy Michael, the Dirty Blondes.
Tag team action on the way here in Major League Wrestling. The Dirty Blondes making their MLW debut, and everything old is new again, Tony Schiavone. Take a look at these guys. Who do they remind you of?
Well, one looks like kind of a young American Dream Dusty Rhodes, wouldn't you say?
Maybe a little bit. You don't see a little bit of maybe like a Pretty Boy Doug Summers?
Yes, I would say so.
And their opponents, weighing in this evening at a combined 450 pounds, the team of the Freak, Rhett Giddins, and the Silverback, Seth Petruzelli.
Seth Petruzelli and Rhett Giddins teaming up here at MLW. Tom Lawlor, Matt Riddle, what a matchup. We talked about Lawler's trained with Petruzelli and spent some time there getting ready for the battle with Riddle. But, you know, Lawlor, Petruzelli, these guys go back years, and you team a guy like Petruzelli who not only knows MMA, but has really taken to professional wrestling. You put him in there with somebody the size of Rhett Giddins, they could be an unstoppable tag team.
And I agree, on a singles side, I think Petruzelli, I think the future is really, really high for him. I think he's got a lot, as you were talking about, he goes by the name of a Silverback, and he's just absolutely tremendous.
Petruzelli also spent some time training with Shane Strickland, not only prior to Strickland's matchup against Ricochet, but also for the no DQ matchup, the tag team battle that Strickland will be a part of.
Every match we've seen so far, somebody is trying to take an early advantage.
That time the Dirty Blondes, but Petruzelli and Giddins with other ideas.
The Dirty Blondes were teamed by Steve Kern Skinner, who was a great tag team wrestler in his day. I've known Steve for a long, long time, and so I'm sure he's helped them out. But don't you think that Pretty Boy just looks like the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes? Maybe with take off that. I think it's uncanny.
You're saying the old, like an old school Dusty
An
Rhodes,
old-
right? When
yeah.
he was tagging with Dick Murdoch.
Yes.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Maybe the reincarnation of the Texas Outlaws.
Wow, how about that?
What you got to think is the tag team division continues to evolve here in Major League Wrestling. I mean, whoever's going to string together some victories, if there is a championship on the horizon, and my sources tell me that there will be a tag team championship at some point, all these wins, these matches matter. It's all about getting victories right now to put yourself at the top of the standings, the top of the rankings.
Every match that you have is important, Rich. You're exactly right. And what we have seen now, after that surprise attack, if you will, by the Dirty Blondes, they went down to the floor. And let's call it as we see it here, they do not have the cardiovascular conditioning of Petruzelli and Giddins. So they went down, they got a second win, maybe a third win, and now they're back to fight once again. So they're using a pretty sound strategy for guys, let's just say, that are that size. And I know, because I'm that, well, around the midsection I'm that size, let's say.
You've been healthily fed.
Yes. And it would be to the Dirty Blondes, I think, advantage here to keep these guys grounded.
Well, it's Leo Bryan in the ring right now. He's got the longer hair. That's how we'll be able to tell them apart.
It's Loverboy Leo.
Loverboy Leo. Michael Patrick, the guy with the shorter hair, who I'm guessing you think looks like Dusty back in the day?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
I think so. Dusty had that short hair and.
Both of these guys.
Wow. Don't want to do that.
Bring that old school brawling, maybe, like their name, the Dirty Blondes, not afraid to get dirty if they need to.
Well, nothing wrong with that. These kids are classic Southern brawlers.
But look at Rhett Giddins. Fantastic drop kick. From a standing position, a guy that big, getting up in the air effortlessly. And Giddins has cleaned house at this point.
Dirty Blondes are from Port Tampa, Florida. And we talked about classic Southern brawlers. You know what's unique about the state of Florida?
What's that?
The more north you get, the more southern you get in the state of Florida.
That is a good point.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
So even though they're from Florida, classic Southern brawlers.
There is the joke that Orlando and South is not really the South at all.
Right, exactly. They have one of their great moves. It's called the double Alabama slam. Ooh, boy. Down goes Petruzelli.
That's the bleach job, isn't it?
Yes.
Whoa! Rhett Giddins, a powerhouse, 6'5", 260 pounds, probably in the best shape of his career. He's put on a ton of muscle in the last 8-9 months or so.
Yes, he has. It always comes back in tag team wrestling, and it's an old cliche in tag team wrestling that I've used and we've heard so many times. What two guys can work best as a team? And there you're seeing great teamwork from the Dirty Blondes. Petruzelli is still down on the floor, right? Where is he?
No, yeah, Petruzelli.
He can barely get up.
He's slowly stirring, getting to his feet. Right. And it looks like can't tell if he's favoring his right ear, the side of his head, or his shoulder. But at any rate, the Dirty Blondes doing a number right now. And that's Michael Patrick just using the ropes as a weapon against Rhett Giddins.
The old divide and conquer. Take one down, send him down again. Again, the Dirty Blondes, great teamwork here. Nothing like a good old bootlegs right up against the eyes.
You also see a little bit of Terry Gordy maybe in these guys.
Bam Bam, I think maybe so. Ooh. There you go.
A couple of elbows just like the dream.
Absolutely. Don't think guys like Dusty and Ric Flair and Ivan Koloff and Bruno Sammartino, their styles.
Hold on into the cover. Doesn't hook the leg, and that allows Giddins to power out.
Their styles are passed down from each generation. All these guys have watched the great stars, and they try to take something from them. Not only their styles, but maybe some of their great moves. It's a throwback, and it's a great homage to some of the greats in our sport.
Throwback maneuver moments ago before that tag, the old foot on the turnbuckle, head first in the tag.
Absolutely.
And Petruzelli still trying to get to his feet on the outside.
Those things work. That's why they use them. And that's why they've used them for years, because they work.
Successful maneuvers. It just makes sense. Sometimes
Sure.
the smaller things, the simplest thing that you can do is the most effective thing.
Absolutely it is. Expend the least amount of energy that you can to the point of attack. Do you think Pretty Boy lives up to his name here?
I suppose it's all in the eye of the beholder,
I
right?
guess it is. I'm sure his wife or girlfriend thinks so.
Giddins trying to make the tag, slowly crawling to Seth Petruzelli, who we mentioned earlier on has spent quite a bit of time training with not only Tom Lawlor, but Shane Strickland and many others. And never mind divide and conquer, go to the outside of the ring, and that's another way to, I suppose, divide things. And Petruzelli has not even had an opportunity to make a tag, Tony.
Yeah, Petruzelli has not been involved in this match, been a factor in this match at all. And all the training that he's done with Filthy Tom Lawlor, not going to help him out at all unless he can get back in the ring.
2 count. Giddins gets the right shoulder up. Rhett Giddins competing around the Florida circuit for a couple of years, but again, it's really been the last year or so that he's made a much bigger name for himself. Again, really trying to establish himself here in MLW, but is really going to have to find a way out of this predicament. Essentially, almost a handicap match at this point.
You're exactly right. Basically a 2-on-1 is what we're seeing.
Giddins finding something digging deep, as now Petruzelli is finally back up on the ring apron.
Yeah, and now he's got to find a tag, and even if he does, what type of shape is Petruzelli in here? He's fighting to get to his corner.
Ever so slowly, Giddins trying to make it to the corner.
Gotta keep
Michael Patrick grabbing hold of the foot.
Oh.
Misses with the kick.
Yeah, tried that enziguri kick and missed. Oh, he didn't miss with that, though.
A spinning right fist. Down goes Michael Patrick. Down goes Giddins. And both tag team partners show, oh, wait a minute. Out of the way, Leo Bryan dropped the elbow. And now finally making the tag. Here's Petruzelli.
He has come in to fight. And the 2 times, maybe 3 times he went to the floor, had no effect on him now.
What kind of mood do you think he's going to be in against these guys now after wiping him out a couple of times?
How about that leg sweep takedown? 1, 2.
Into the cover and in to break it up is Patrick.
Again, that's great teamwork by the Dirty Blondes. And now we got a 2-on-1 situation.
Petruzelli slowly getting to his feet. Oh, low blow.
Oh, my.
Low blow.
Oh, the great equalizer.
Michael Patrick, the referee, was dealing with Giddins.
That's got to be it.
Into
1,
the cover.
2. No.
Petruzelli powers out.
How in the world he powered out of that, I'll never know. Because that low blow was on target.
The Dirty Blondes double teaming Petruzelli now. And the referee needed to get control, Tony. Tag was made. Giddins with the blind tag. Double knees there by Petruzelli.
Wow.
Giddins now the legal man.
Oh, my goodness.
Cover.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are your winners, the team of the Silverback, Seth Petruzelli, and the Freak, Rhett Giddins.
Rich, I would say 75% of the match, it was great teamwork by the Dirty Blondes, but the last part of the match, 25% of it, at the end, it was great teamwork by Giddins and Petruzelli, and that's why they won it. It doesn't matter how you start sometimes, it's how you end up, and that's what happened in this matchup.
You gotta love the heart shown by Rhett Giddins as well, with his tag team partner down on the floor for the majority of the matchup. Able to pull through, and then finally Petruzelli and Giddins combining in the late stages of the match to win it here in this tag team battle at Major League Wrestling. Well, Tony, earlier on, our Major League Wrestling cameras caught up with Barrington Hughes
to get some insight on what the Super Heavyweights pre-match ritual looks like.
Do you know what the key to success in this industry is? A pre-game meal. A good meal is just like a good match. Should always leave you satisfied. I'd like my privacy, please.
Weighing in this evening at 469 pounds from Paisley Park, Miami Beach, Florida, the Caramel Colossus, Barrington Hughes.
Tony, I know you've spent some time around the Georgia Bulldogs, and I can only imagine what their pregame spread looks like. Does that compare to Barrington Hughes?
I think he could probably eat as much as the entire offensive line for the Georgia Bulldogs. And I would imagine, what is he announced at 469 pounds?
Indeed, yes.
I bet you after that pregame, it's more like 478.
The
You know, they
biggest
say you lose a lot of water weight sometimes.
yeah.
Nah, I'm not so sure.
The biggest man by far to compete in the history of Major League Wrestling.
Check out those shades, would you?
Cool as a cucumber.
Yeah, I don't think the last time we saw Barrington Hughes, I don't think he had those shades.
I don't know that he had that purple cape either, did he?
I don't think so either.
I'm not sure.
He's really starting to jazz it up. Who in the do something, he said. He's just too much man. He's just absolutely too much man. When you're this size and you're
No! Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner, the Caramel Colossus, Barrington Hughes.
He calls that maneuver greetings from the Dirty South. What do you think that was, 9 seconds? I think it was 8.8 seconds at MLW one shot. Probably just as quick here tonight.
Maybe a little bit more argument going on than we saw last time. Greetings from the Dirty South.
Barrington Hughes crushing his opponent tonight, Tony.
Andrew Merlin went down and dirty too.
A great night of wrestling here in Orlando, Florida. Still so much more to come, including our huge main event. But right now, Tony, we want to let you know that MLW Never Say Never, brought to you by Flat Out 4 Total Insanity. Experience the wildest racing game of the year and save big. Go to store.steampower.com. Search Flat Out 4. You can save up to 80% by acting right now. Don't miss a great deal on a great game.
Hold on, Tom. There's something going on in the back. But that's Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green has clearly just been attacked by an unknown assailant. That's Santana Garrett's opponent for later tonight. Well, I'm being told that as more becomes available, we'll pass it on to you. But right now, let's go back to Tim Barr.
The following 101 contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, weighing in this evening at 192 pounds from Istanbul, Turkey, Vandal Ortagun.
Well, a matchup with two international stars who are both up and coming here in Major League Wrestling. We get our look at Vandal Ortagun, a regular in NXT, and a guy who's known to maybe use some questionable tactics in matches, but as he says, I'm the only professional wrestler doing anything from the
And
country of Turkey.
his opponent, weighing in this evening at 191 pounds from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Jimmy Yuta.
I think last time we saw Jimmy Yuta, Tony, said that he reminded you a bit of a young Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Yeah, I think so. Yuta has combined the wrestling style with the martial arts style. And he's going to need a little bit more experience under his belt to be able to get to the level of Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. But what he has done so far has been very, very impressive. He's moving in the right direction.
Yuta looking to get a win at a critical time here in Major League Wrestling. Promoters from around the world looking to establish a top 10 ranking system. And a win for either of these two here tonight would have to rocket them towards the top.
Yeah, a win would secure it a place on the growing MLW roster. Now you can learn more about the MLW roster by going to MLW.com. That's MLW.com. So let's see if the great fighting spirit here of Jimmy Yuta will overtake Ortagun.
Jimmy, a young prospect recruited by the promoters here at Major League Wrestling. He spent some time training in Japan, even lived in the Michinoku Pro Dojo.
You know, one of the notes we were sent about Jimmy was that he's a junior at Villanova, working on a degree in psychology. And wouldn't you think that would come in handy in the ring? Now, I know ring psychology a little bit different than most, but still.
Yuta with maybe a little more spring in his step this time here at MLW, maybe feeling a bit more confident than his first showing, and that happens especially with a young competitor, a young athlete. Hold on into the cover, trying to put Vandal away and a kick out at one.
Confidence is right, Rich. You're exactly right. He's showing more confidence and showing us a lot quicker, crisper moves here than we saw last time. You know, it's great, and I say this so many times, it's great to see young guys who've been working the independent circuit and maybe working NXT get a chance here, and he may have blown out a knee that time.
Into the cover and a power out at one. Referee wanted to check on Jimmy.
Yeah, his left knee is on that one move, and Ortagun's doing a great job of going right back to it again.
Really impressed by Ortagun not wasting any time going in for the pin. The referee was trying to almost shield Yuta for half a second to check on him, and Ortagun saying, no way, I'm going for the cover.
No, absolutely. Go. If you got a man down, if you got a part of the body that's been compromised, that hurts, put the boots to him. It's not that something that I would use in life, but in the ring you should.
Ortagun again going after the knee, just trying to do as much damage, inflict as much pain on Jimmy Yuta as possible.
Yeah.
And I said earlier on that Ortagun not above maybe taking a shortcut, but I got to be honest with you, Tony, there was nothing short about that at all. He saw his opportunity, took out the knee, and is now just continuing to punish that one limb. Very, very smart wrestling on the part of this young turf.
We are seeing a great strategy on both sides. We're seeing two guys. Now he's taking a little shortcut here.
Well, Yuta's still showing that fighting spirit.
Yeah. Well, you would think that Yuta would try to get out of the corner, and I'm not so sure he can.
Well, either way, continued to fight by trying to lay some chops into Vandal.
Wow, we saw that coming.
Dragon screw by Vandal, and now just snapping that knee and the ankle again and again and again into the cover. Jimmy kicking out and trying to get some feeling back in the leg, Tony.
You know, Rich, I love this type of wrestling. I love, and of course, it happened when the left knee got injured, but I love taking one part of the body and working on it to the point to where if the opponent does not give up, then he has enough left to where he can maybe have a pinning combination or win the match that way. It's just this type of wrestling I really, really enjoy. Reminds me of the old Anderson brother techniques where they would work on an arm.
I was thinking the same exact thing. Well, after that tag match we saw earlier on with the Dirty Blondes, that style, cut the ring in half, attack a body part. It's a similar, or has been a similar attack, at least until this point, by Vandal Ortagun, but now Jimmy Yuta.
He couldn't get him up.
He's got that, again, the injured leg, able to swing through into the cover. Ortagun powers out, super kick, and somehow Yuta able to maintain his balance. Cover, and again a kick out. Ortagun at 2.5.
Yeah.
Yuta trying to fight off the pain, get that adrenaline flowing.
He got great extension with the super kick, but keep in mind that he had his left leg planted, so maybe he did not have as much on the super kick that he should have, and he's trying to get up again. See, he was going to extend it again. No, he didn't. That's a great move. Stay off the feet. Use your upper extremities here to try to get some offense going.
And again, one more time going after the knee. Into the cover. Vandal trying to put away Yuta. And kick out at 2. Vandal again and again and again. He has the spot picked. He's found the weakness of Yuta. The question is now, can you wear down Jimmy Yuta enough to either make him submit or just essentially incapacitate him and get an easy cover?
I think both these kids here are really impressing everyone in MLW. Regardless who wins or loses this match, I'm impressed with both of them. Here's Ortagun, who's been in this country since 1999. We understand he has over 20,000 Turks following him on Facebook. So he's very much a very well-respected athlete in his country.
Single leg grab. Deeply seated by Vandal.
Yeah, this could be the end of the match.
What does Jimmy Yuta have in the tank? And what is he willing to put himself through to get a victory here? Able to grab the bottom rope. And Ortagun keeping it locked in. Single leg grab like that, you can apply pressure. You can seat it more into the back. You can seat it more into the leg. And it's clear that Vandal, maybe he knows something we don't about Jimmy Yuta going after the knee the way that he did right out of the shoots, Tony. Whoa!
It's amazing he could even pick him up after all that punishment on the knee.
Yuta climbing to the top rope. Here he comes. The flying elbow by Jimmy Yuta, and that's all.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner, Jimmy Yuta.
You know, Rich, sometimes you just got to fight out the pain. And you got to push yourself to the limit. Jimmy Yuta did that, and Vandal Ortagun pushed him to the limit. Great match by both these young men, and a great win by Yuta.
Well, Tony, as we head towards our much-anticipated no disqualification tag team matchup, Darby Allin and Jimmy Havoc have made it clear what awaits Shane Strickland and John Hennigan.
Shane, I said it once before, suffering's a beautiful part of life. You got your little buddy with you. I don't care. Swerve is confidence. It's gonna be pretty hard to be confident when you're laying in a pool of your own blood.
And Hennigan, pretty boy, you're gonna regret ever getting involved in this. So you've fought people before, but you never fought people like us. You don't know what you're letting yourselves in for. We are gonna paint MLW with your blood.
Tony, I don't know about you, but I get chills watching that.
Oh, you don't know what to expect with Havoc and Allin. You don't know what to expect in the match coming up because these two guys, well, they're not right.
Well, you wonder if Hennigan and Strickland truly know what's in store.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Tony, we do know what is in store a month from now. MLW is back here in Orlando, January the 11th. MLW presenting 0 Hour, and you get your tickets right now at MLWtickets.com.
Tickets will go on sale December 11th for this next big event. Major League Wrestling, MLW 0 Hour. Rich, I can't wait to be able to work with you again. We're having such a great time here at this event. And this is what it's all about. I mean, it really is. These young kids giving it their all and pushing each other to the limit. I'm loving what I'm seeing. I can't wait to come back here in the month of January with you.
Well, not only just in January, but go to MLWtickets.com, get your tickets, and check out our entire schedule for 2018.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following is a MLW women's matchup scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, hailing from the Twitch app, Leva Big.
Not only all around Florida has Leva, Leva, but has traveled all around the globe. But making her MLW debut here tonight. And what a response from the crowd.
Well, the girl's working hard. I mean, she hugged one of the fans here. She went in and out of the fans. You got to appreciate that. You know, everybody's got to come up with their own thing. If you don't stand out.
Now Leva Bates replacing Chelsea Green.
And her opponent from Ocala, Florida, Santana Garrett.
We didn't expect to see Chelsea in action here tonight. Well, a little bit more on that in a minute, but Santana Garrett. Wow. Very colorful here,
Yes.
Tony.
Rocking that rainbow look. Santana is a second-generation wrestler, trained by my good buddy Larry Zbyszko and Scott Hall.
Matter of fact, last time we were here in Orlando, Larry Zbyszko was in the house. I haven't seen him today, but certainly Santana Garrett taking many important lessons from the living legend himself. What a teacher to have. She has truly done it all.
Yeah, and she's going to try to make it 2 wins in a row here, Rich. Try to make it.
So Leva Bates and Santana Garrett getting set to go one-on-one here at Major League Wrestling.
Trying to make it 2 wins in a row. Last match we saw where Santana defeated Mia Yim. Okay, now we Chelsea Green was supposed to be in this match. We understand she was attacked, right?
Going to show a sportsmanship. Yeah, that is my understanding. Chelsea Green attacked prior to the match here tonight and injured, but it just brings to question, who's attacking everybody around here?
I don't know. There was nothing.
Another mystery assailant. We saw the same thing with Jimmy Havoc. And
right.
I don't know. I wonder if we'll find out who's responsible for taking Chelsea Green out of action here tonight. So, you know, on top of that, for Leva Bates, you really have to hand it to her as a last-minute thing here, and always bring your stuff.
Always bring your stuff. Always be ready to compete, because you never know who's watching. You never know when you're going to get a chance to get a win. And these mystery assailants, look, I can understand making a name for yourself in the ring, and I understand that. But outside of the ring, is that going to prove anything except to your own ego? I never did understand that. And we've seen it through the years in pro wrestling.
It seems like everybody, I mean, can you blame them? Everybody wants an edge. Everybody sees so much opportunity here with Major League Wrestling.
And I understand that. And the way to get it is in the ring, I would think.
Yeah, but if you can take out some of that competition from even getting in the ring, I mean.
You sound like somebody that would have done that in the previous life.
What are you talking about?
You know, like you're a proponent of it.
I'm not saying
if somebody comes to the ring, take a chair and hit him in the back of the head with it, right?
Sometimes
Tony,
sometimes hold on.
My opponent never got to the ring.
Santana able to roll through. Tony, sometimes you just have to do what you have to do.
I just gave one of these guys a too sweet thing on am I going to get sued for that?
One of who? Oh, one of the fans just walked back. Right. You may.
Right. Yeah.
Right into the cover here. Leva able to kick out. And, you know, we were talking about Leva coming in here at the last minute. Right back into the quick cover, and Santana able to power out. Now, certainly these two know each other.
Well, they know each other, but look, Santana prepped for somebody else.
Exactly. Backslide, shoulders down, and Santana able to power out. So does that give the advantage to Leva Bates?
What was she preparing for earlier today? Probably not even wrestling.
That's right.
Okay. So it's probably even as far as that is concerned. You know, one thing I like about Santana is that she just emotes confidence. I mean, she's got this big, beautiful, broad smile, but also you just look in her face, and it just seems like she's confident with each and every move. And that's very important.
Wouldn't you agree?
Without a doubt.
Thank you very much.
No, it is very important. I'm sorry, I was watching the match and test the strength here between these two. And so far, it has been a very, I guess if you want to call it a very sporting matchup. Nobody's taking liberties, at least not yet. Oh! Quickly whipping Leva around. Wait a minute, what's Santana have in mind here?
Wow, submission hold, how about that? A form of abdominal stretch, if you will. Fans appreciate that.
Leva finds the way out.
Yeah, the only way out of it sometimes is just to strike your opponent. Like that in the back.
She was able to break that submission with a headbutt and a little chop. And now rolling through, planting Santana face first into the mat. Down for the cover, hooks the leg, kick out at 2.
Yeah, she didn't get a 3 because when she executed that move, Rich, she was too far away from the point of attack. She was already into the ropes. She had to climb back to the middle of the ring. It would have worked much better had she had her opponent closer to the ropes that time. So that was just a mistake in positioning that time, and it's something she'll learn from. Now she wants to give Santana the high 5, high 10. She's a great back and forth match. There you go. Yeah, she went for it.
Rolls her up, and Santana able to get out.
Any advantage you can take. I mean, a few moments ago, you were advocating hitting somebody in the back of the head with a chair before they made it to the match. So why not taking advantage of it in the ring?
Why are you
blaming
me for? I'm
not blaming you for anything.
I'm not advocating anything, Tony. I'm saying sometimes you have to do what you got to do.
I would advocate stuff. I agree with you. You got to take every advantage you can.
Tony, I understand we have an update from our medical staff. Wait a minute. Santana Garrett trying to force Leva Bates to tap out.
Not yet.
Leva reaching out to the bottom rope. Santana.
And referee Marcus Carter said, nope, not yet. And look at Bates trying to get to the ropes. She's doing a great job of getting out of this, Rich.
And finally able to grab the bottom rope. Referee.
Okay, you were going to give us an update.
Yeah, Chelsea Green apparently after the attack earlier suffering some lacerations in an injured groin. So again, unable to compete tonight. Leva Bates taking her place. Rolling through, Leva. Oh! Has the crossface locked in, and now will Santana Garrett have to tap out?
Not only does she have the crossface locked in, notice how she got the right arm between the knees, between the legs, so she's pulling back, keeping that arm forced onto the mat, and that puts some extra added pressure on the front side, on the neck of Santana Garrett.
And one less limb for Santana to perhaps swing around with an elbow or what have you to just try and get free. Santana desperately trying to get out of this, was able to bridge back momentarily, but look at how tight Leva Bates.
That's great ring presence by Santana Garrett to try to at least try to get a pinning combination out of that.
Leva's got that locked in extremely tight.
Yeah, we've seen both these ladies now be put in submission hold, and neither one of these ladies are giving up.
Santana again getting a 2 count, and that breaks the hold, and a huge forearm connecting square in the jaw. Leva crumbling back at the turnbuckles, and Santana Garrett now perhaps a little frustration on her part. She's starting to let loose. Sunset flip, rolls through, trying to put it away, no dice.
Just rolled out to the left. Sometimes getting out of a move is the simplest way out, and that was moving to the left that time instead of trying to kick out, which she obviously couldn't do because Garrett was over top in a great pinning combination.
I talked to Santana earlier on today, and she was still talking about her match last time here at Major League Wrestling. Furious with Mia Yim. Santana defeated Mia at Never Say Never, and Mia not wanting to grant a rematch. Down into the cover, and a power out by Leva Bates.
You know, I was talking just yesterday, as a matter of fact, to the living legend himself, who trained Santana. Watch out! And we were talking about what he was teaching Santana, and not necessarily the holds and the moves, but the psychology of how to pick yourself up, how to keep yourself fresh, how to keep yourself.
Beautiful suplex by Leva Bates. No. Kick out at 2. Leva Bates grabbing hold of Santana's trademark headband.
Yeah. And Santana Garrett has a high, what we call a high wrestling IQ. Great aptitude for the sport. She was on Jim Ross's Ross Report, his podcast, just last week, and he talked about that. And he put her over saying about how much of a great aptitude she had for this sport. Some people do and some people don't. And you can tell the ones that do, like Santana Garrett.
Yeah, but right now it is Leva Bates. Oh! Trying to play some mind games again, grabbing hold of that headband, and now just unloading with forearms and a headbutt.
Now getting the headband, I don't know what the purpose that served, maybe to get her upset, to intimidate her, I'm not sure. That's a pretty slick move there. Don't go in there, girl. Yep, see?
Yeah, Santana fell for it.
Yeah, she lured her right in.
Leva rolling through, connects with a spear. Hook of the leg, trying to put away Santana Garrett. No, Leva Bates.
Great series of maneuvers that time. Luring her in, nailing her, getting him down, then coming across with a spear.
Slamming that headband down. She had,
Oh, don't stomp on the lady's headband.
He's going to slingshot it right back at her.
Trying to humiliate Santana Garrett.
That's all it is. Well, Santana putting it back on. It's almost like it gives her like a sense of power.
Yeah, absolutely. It instills confidence in her. And it also has riled up Santana Garrett. This what has been a fine wrestling match has now broken down into just a shoving match here and a little bit of trash talking. Which is probably playing right in to Leva Bates, wouldn't you think?
Without a doubt.
Whoa, that one connected. And Bates, she absorbed all of that and wants some more.
They're both really.
Oh, a headbutt. Wow.
They were both laying those shots in. And earlier on, Leva, at least twice in this matchup, used a headbutt as an offensive maneuver and get herself out of a jam. Santana Garrett finally, at what seems like a late stage in the match, deciding she's going to do whatever it takes. She connected with a headbutt and now fighting her way out of the corner.
It's amazing how this match has transformed into a fine wrestling match now just to high-impact maneuvers.
Santana Garrett going to the top rope, trying to line up Leva Bates. And here she comes! Flying crossbody! Cover! Bates powering out of 2.
Wow. What extension and height she got on that crossbody.
The modern day Wonder Woman soaring through the air. Now across she goes.
Swinging neck breaker.
Cover and a power out.
Yeah, I give Leva Bates a lot of credit. She's taking some pretty good maneuvers here, and she's been able to power out of them. Oh, there you go. Drop kick to the kneecap. Ooh.
And Bates into the cover, trying to put away Santana, who powers out at 2 once again. You know, maneuvers like that, I think Leva picked up. She's trained with the Dudley boys at their school here in Florida. Devon Bubba Ray taught her well. And you can see some of those dirty tricks.
Oh. I think the fans are appreciating this match.
I believe they are,
yes,
Tony.
Sir,
That's going to be it for Leva Bates. Oh, somehow kicking out. Santana Garrett shocked. I really feel like after that, Leva might have her bottom teeth up in her eyeballs.
Yeah, but I'm not so sure who's worse for the wear here, Rich, because both are getting up slowly. Garrett holding her right side, maybe her right elbow, as both are trying to get back to a vertical base. So I'm not so sure who took the worst of that. Looks like Bates is out on her feet almost here.
Again, Santana unleashing with the forearms and the rights in the corner. Leva Bates still with something in the tag.
Remember that broad smile I was talking about and that confident look? Mm-hmm. She doesn't have that much of it right now.
Uh-oh.
The tree of woe. With a nod to Kevin Sullivan.
Here goes Leva to the top rope. And this is going to be bad news for Santana Garrett if it connects, and indeed it does, and that could be all.
She's going to win this match. She's going to win this match. Well, maybe not. No one is shocked as Leva Bates about Garrett kicking out of that. What else can she hit her with here? You know, a lot of times to be a great wrestler, you can not only be able to dish out the punishment, you got to be able to take it. And that's what Santana Garrett's been showing here in the last couple of minutes of this match. Taking some punishment. Uh-oh.
Leva wanting to go high risk one more time. And Santana Garrett sensing the window closing. Leva maybe going to the well one too many times here, Tony, from the top! Oh! Shining star press by Santana Garrett. Finally puts
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner, Santana Garrett.
Great matches, ladies. Great match. Both these young ladies pushed each other to the limit. And it goes back to what I said earlier. You may not always win your match, but you'll make a good showing. And I think Bates did, even though she lost to Garrett here.
Well, it started out as a friendly matchup, devolved into something more. Santana Garrett, though, finally able to put it away with the shining star press here tonight at Major League Wrestling. And Santana celebrated. Oh, hold on, wait a minute. Who was that? And where'd she go? This is almost like a Tanya Harding, Tony.
I'm not so sure. I don't think it was a fan. I don't know.
Well, Tony, as we try to make some sense of this, let's check in with our MLW correspondent, Jamie Ivey.
Jamie Ivey here, and this time I'm being joined by the incredibly talented MJF. Now, I just had to ask you, how did it feel to have such a dominating victory over Jimmy Yuta at MLW One Shot?
Well, I just have to tell you, sir, you are incredibly inquisitive and intelligent. I mean, I am so used to dealing with these bumps. I mean, honestly, I either get a ditzy blonde or some weird, low-life, fat guy. It doesn't matter. We don't really need to get into this. Let's get into that beautiful question you just asked me. It felt great, okay? I'm not going to lie to you. But I think every single person watching MLW knew deep down what that outcome was going to be. I mean, how could you not tell that MJF was going to take home the bacon? I mean, it's pretty clear-cut stuff.
Of course. And now, as a journalist, I have to get to the bottom of this. This bothers me, and I'm sure this bothers you just as much, if not more. You seem to have been put into this category of a 1%er. And just because you're a handsome man, incredibly talented in the ring, that they want to just throw you into this category.
Don't forget intelligent. But no, you're absolutely right. It's wrong. And I'm sure you can understand where I'm coming from with this. They seem to try to group the 1% and vilify us. And it's not fair. So what I would like the 99% to know is that I'm not a villain. I'm not a bad guy. I'm a good person. Hell, I'm a person you should honestly be looking up to aspire to be. So I just don't think it's right. It's honestly criminal.
Speaking of criminal, you're an elite athlete, used to dealing with only the top-level performers. That being said, you're about to face the bottom of that trash bin.
Yeah.
the sleazeball Joey Ryan.
Yeah. Complete human garbage. I'm sorry, I get worked up about this stuff because for some reason, Joseph, you seem to think it's okay to make people touch it. Well, I'm not going to play your games because, Bud, I don't play wrestler. I am a wrestler. I am a professional wrestler, and touching it isn't professional. Wouldn't you agree? It's not. It's not. And that's why, at MLW, you're going to find out why. My name is Maxwell Jacob Friedman, and I'm better than you. And you know it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following singles contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, weighing in this evening at 215 pounds, from Plainview, Long Island, New York, he is the 2-year vet, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF.
What do you think the combined net worth of that last promo segment was? You have Jamie Iovine, you have MJF, $500 million maybe?
Oh, every bit.
No,
I'd like to ask a question if I could.
Yeah.
Who is this low-life fat guy that MJF was talking about?
Did I hit it a little close to home there, Shivani?
I don't know.
Got my music. Hey, Tubby, how about you just step back a little bit? It's great to see you guys too. Ladies and gentlemen, just in case you're deaf, dumb, blind, stupid, or by the looks of it, poor, my name is Maxwell Jacob Friedman. And tonight, when you looked at the marquee, I'm sure you were thinking to yourself, man, MJF versus Joey Ryan. And I'm sure your people are thinking to yourselves, man, I'm gonna get to see MJF do something tonight. Maybe he's gonna, sweetheart, I'm talking. And you're right, you are gonna see me do something tonight. You're gonna see me stay undefeated. Because I'm better than you, and you know it.
Suddenly got a whole lot warmer in this building.
Yeah.
And his opponent, weighing in this evening at 215 pounds, from Los Angeles, California, Joey Ryan.
A culture clash of a matchup, Sleaze versus the trust fund snob. And Tony, perhaps one of the most controversial men in professional wrestling today, Joey Ryan, making his debut here at Major League Wrestling.
Wow. This is the first time I've seen Joey Ryan in person, and I have to say that he more than lives up to the billing, if you like that sort of thing. It's kind of a, how do I describe this? A combination of Scott Hall, Tom Selleck. You can throw somebody in there if you want.
I see a little Tom Zink in there.
Tom Zink.
That's what you wanted me to say,
yeah,
right?
touche. Okay. Wow, he's got quite a following here, too. And I wonder why that is. You know, look, MJF likes to be in the center of attention, right? All of a sudden, he's not now. He was talking, he was running his mouth, and all of a sudden, Joey Ryan is taking over this entire arena. Rich, put your hand down.
I need a little bit of a sugar rush or something.
I don't think you need that.
I definitely don't.
Oh my God.
You don't know where that blow pop's been.
And apparently she doesn't care. Oh my God. How many times have you seen a wrestler?
Here it is.
You got to get greased up, Tony.
Don't you think that once you wrestle Joey Ryan that you would kind of need a hot shower?
Yeah.
I mean,
you need to go to be deloused.
Yes, absolutely. You need a garden hose
Like
out back.
Like in the Shawshank Redemption, they go and they throw the powder on you.
Right.
Turn around. And, yeah.
Oh, Lordy. I'm going to be honest with you, Rich. We talk about a lot of junk on what happened when Monday.
Oh, you're kidding.
No, we do.
All right.
And I don't know if we've been this low or not as Joey Ryan.
Well, we had MJF on the MLW flagship, I don't know, a week or two ago, and I'll tell you what, Tony, I'm convinced that he will touch it tonight. And we can touch on that later.
Yeah. Okay. He may be forced to here in a minute.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to use this word, but as vulgar as this can be at times, it is doing a great job of just completely throwing MJF off base.
Yeah.
It really, really is. He's reeling now, and it really hasn't been any moves at all. They've been just trying one thing, and he's off his game. See, look at him.
I'd say that is smart.
Yes.
That is somebody who's an in-ring veteran. Joey Ryan has wrestled for years. It's not like he's a rookie. It's not like he's just showed up on the professional wrestling scene. And I would think at this point in his career, maybe he knows something that a younger competitor like MJF doesn't. That's all it is. It's mind games. It's psychology. It's to get you, quite honestly, Tony, skeeved out to the point that you can't do your job. Oh! Or perhaps it is just...
Now, why do you think...
I believe he has it loaded just like Cornette's tennis racket.
Okay. That would explain a lot then. That would explain a lot. Plus, he's got pretty good-looking shower curtain for tights. So he's the whole package, so to speak.
I'm being told that Aria Blake attempted to interview MJF earlier on, and his locker room was just filled with bottles of isopropyl alcohol, some wet wipes, Purell, you name it. I mean, he's that skeeved out about being in the ring with Joey Ryan tonight. And you got to be.
We're going to see it first.
Oh, MJF connecting with a forearm.
I thought I was actually going to stand here while you said he hit him with a blow pop. That'd have been a first, wouldn't it?
Well, if Joey Ryan can get that second blow pop in your craw and super kick you, it's going to be all done.
Oh. All right, now
it's a wrestling match.
Exactly. And now if I can do a little coaching here, MJF needs to just go for the kill right here. Get all this over with. He's been humiliated. The fans are behind Ryan here. He needs to try to end this as quickly as he can. I don't know if a submission hold will do it. But then again, you got a kid like MJF who's very arrogant and sometimes lets that arrogance carry him away. See, the fans are getting behind Joey again. And MJF is allowing him to do that in the center of the ring.
And MJF not even 2 years as a professional wrestler and has already made a huge name for himself and continues to not only perhaps rub everybody wrong, but his talent is undeniable. Oh! Attacking the left arm of Joey Ryan into the cover and just a 1 count. MJF earlier on today playing 18 holes with Tiger Woods over in Windermere. You know what it costs to play golf at that club in Windermere?
I would have no idea.
$100,000 a year.
Wow. Is that just to play golf or just to be a member?
It's just to be a member.
Yeah. Then you got the green fees on top of that. So after a day of golf at Windermere, here he comes out. He seems in great shape. And I don't think there's any denying that MJF is in great shape.
You know, a lot of times, you know, these guys are very arrogant like MJF, but a lot of times they can back it up with raw athletic ability. He needs to use it right here.
Joey Ryan from the top of the crossbody. Hold on. Joey down an arm, and here's MJF again.
Yeah, he went right back to the arm again. Oh!
Huge spine buster. Cover.
Well, it almost cost him. Sometimes you just got to shut your mouth and wrestle. And that almost cost him a match.
A wobbly MJF. Knew what was coming. He gets out of dodge. Oh, wait a minute.
Watch
Hold
out.
on. Joey Ryan! Joey Ryan with the suicide dive! Anybody that thinks Joey Ryan is just a
Go ahead.
a little ha-ha, a gimmick.
Yeah.
This is a guy who can wrestle.
Of course he can. And he knows what he's doing with that suicide dive. He's buying some time to get maybe the circulation back in the arm there. But MJF going right back to the attack, right back to the arm.
Oh! Cover!
You know, through all the arrogance and all the gestures that we've seen, we're seeing a pretty good wrestling match too.
A lot of people think that Joey Ryan is all about just one thing. He has one move.
What's he going for? He's going for the blow pop.
Oh.
And he actually picked it up.
Ugh.
Go ahead, Rich, call it. Go hit him with the blow pop. I want to hear you call it. Maybe not.
Oh! No!
Oh! Oh!
Sweet tooth music! Canadian Destroyer by Ryan! And MJF teetering! Dangerously!
Fall backwards, kid. Please.
Oh, no!
Oh. Well, win or lose, MJF's going to remember this night for all the wrong reasons.
MJF went after the eyes of Joey Ryan. And now, locking in a submission. Dead center of the ring, and that's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF.
MJF didn't want to let go, Tony. And what a brash and arrogant young man, but how smart was that? Using the distraction of the referee, poke the eyes and go right after that injured left wrist.
He's a winner. Been quite a day for him. Now, if I'm him, I go back and I take the Purell wipes, clean up my hands real good, take a hot shower, and celebrate a win.
Joey Ryan extending the olive branch. I don't know if
Is olive branch the proper term to use here? I wouldn't shake his hand.
Why not? You saying you don't know where that hand has been? Just like the whoa, no! Wait a minute!
I know where it's been now.
We told MJF he was going to touch it. I told him he was going to touch it.
He's locked onto it.
The dogplex! The dogplex! And MJF headed for the hills!
What was that move called again?
The dogplex!
Well, I think we've seen just about everything here.
Well, Tony MJF gets the victory, but well, not without taking the easy way out.
Yeah, he took the easy way out, certainly, but he got the win. The kid continues to win, like him or not. He's a force in Major League Wrestling. I don't think there's any question about that.
Well, the world of MLW never stops, and of course that includes every Monday, What Happened When with Tony Schiavone and Conrad Thompson. Every Thursday, the JJ Dillon Show with myself and JJ, and so many great podcasts across the MLW platform, Tony.
Bruce Pritchard and Something to Wrestle With, Bruce Pritchard, Jim Cornette with a podcast, Sean Mooney with a podcast. The place to be for podcasts to follow professional wrestling and go back and relive some of the stories and some of the moments way back when. It's MLWradio.com.
Well, a developing story here in MLW, and I understand that Aria Blake, our backstage correspondent, standing by with more on the situation between MVP and Stokely Hathaway.
MVP, what can you tell us about your affiliation with Stokely Hathaway?
None.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following singles contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, weighing in this evening at 285 pounds, from Van Nuys, California, the unstoppable Brody King.
Tony, I've been waiting a long time to see this man in person. 6'8", 285 pounds. An unpredictable and hungry young competitor, and very dangerous combination. Brody King making his Major League Wrestling debut.
Well, Brody King made quite a name for himself wrestling out west, up and down the West Coast. Unpredictable, hungry.
And his opponent, weighing in this evening at 255 pounds, from the 305, Miami, Florida, Montel Vontavious Porter, MVP.
MVP is going to have his hands full with Brody King. By the way, King comes out to the ring to his own music. He is the singer of a pretty well-known death metal band called God's Hate.
Yeah,
but again, a youngster going up against a veteran like MVP. I talked to MVP a little bit earlier today. He admitted that he was a little concerned.
Yeah, as well he should be. But he's a veteran. He's very confident in his abilities. And what about what we just saw in the back?
Well, you have to wonder how distracted MVP is going to be coming into this matchup. I mean, you talk about Stokely Hathaway. My understanding is that there's some type of a business arrangement between the two of them. MVP doesn't feel like Stokely is living up to his end of the bargain.
Okay. Business arrangements can go sour. You know, sometimes it's he said, right? The fact is, this should be a great matchup. Last time we saw MVP, remember how crazy that match was? All around the ring.
It was nuts.
So he can brawl with the best of them. We're going to go up against a big kid who's a brawler and a fine grappler as well. An intelligent destroyer is what I heard was used for Brody King.
Had a chance to do some scouting on Brody King, trying to watch as much video as I could. And wait till you get a load of what this guy can do in the ring. For somebody his size, this is a guy who is probably more agile and quick than he should be. You get a little stare down there. The young, gigantic, and frightening-looking Brody King. MVP going nuts, trying to go nose to him. And Miami, just a short drive from here in Orlando, about 2.5, 3 hours.
Absolutely, got quite a following here in the Sunshine State.
Maybe 4, depending on how fast you drive.
Yeah, well, you know, it's well deserved. The guy is a great pro. He really, really is.
I mean, his history pretty well known. Grew up in the streets of Miami. Got into some trouble as a youngster. use that to find a way to not only better himself, but better those around him. He says, he paid his dues, learned his lesson, learned the hard way.
Wow.
That, my friend, is learning the hard way.
You're not kidding. We were talking about our podcast earlier. MVP has a podcast on MLWradio.com as well.
Yeah, VIP Lounge. Brody King with a senton. You see the air that he got, Tony? My God! Into the cover and a kick out. Just at one? Wow.
Brody King is impressive. And we've only seen him, about 2 minutes in the ring? Now he wants to slug it out. I don't know if he wants to slug it out. Well, then maybe he does with MVP or not.
Well, in the lead up to this event here, both of these guys saying that they expected this matchup to be probably more of a brawl than a wrestling match. And Tony, as you said last time here, MVP went all around the building chairs getting piled up, chairs flying everywhere. But when you step into the ring, you look across the ring at Brody King, and you see that come charging at you. How do you mentally get ready for that?
Yeah, there's no way to. There's no way to at all. It's all of that weight, all of that force. Maybe you just sidestep it, and let him go face first to the middle turnbuckle.
Said earlier, I was chatting with MVP a little bit before the match. He said, you know what? This is a guy in Brody King. He is younger. He is bigger. He is stronger.
Right.
I may have the experience, but sometimes,
No. Yeah, hung himself up that time. And I think that MVP being very aggressive against a guy who notably is bigger and stronger and younger is the right way to go. You can't back down. You can't let him take your offense to you. You got to take the offense to him. That's what he is doing. But this is going to change the complexion of the match here. And I don't think it's going to be in favor of MVP here. Yeah, well, we mentioned that the last time we saw MVP had chairs piled up on him.
He may be.
Did I mention that at the wrong time for him?
I think he may have.
Oh no.
Brody King trying to part the seas. Oh God! Swinging him wildly into the chairs. Good God!
I think the chant of MVP got Brody King pretty upset. You hear what he said? This is my town now. I don't think he's done yet either, Rich.
Stiff shot right to the jaw. And Brody King, MVP grabbing hold of a chair.
Oh! See, I think that Brody...
Oh,
no! I think Brody has made a critical miscalculation here. He should have stayed on the inside. I guess he thought this was the place to be, but MVP has proven him wrong here.
What is MVP doing here? Oh, good God. They are piling up chairs on top of chairs. And MVP. Oh, no. MVP wants to teach this.
He's not going to try to suplex him on a chair, is he?
I think he is. He wants
Or
to make
chairs.
a statement to this giant of a man.
Who's trying to block him as best he can.
And he does. And this doesn't seem to be phasing King at all.
And they're also getting a lot of leeway here from the referee.
Just a bit. Finally, MVP laid in those forearms and stunning. Brody King going for the suplex one more time.
Wait, he pulled off of it. What's he doing?
It's Stokely Hathaway.
Where?
Oh no!
Oh, I see. Hathaway was up, stood up in our VIP section, and looked at MVP. And the distraction has cost him dearly.
It has turned the complexion of this on the outside. Let's see if we can get back into this. I'm not so sure. Now the referee back in the ring, calling for both wrestlers to get in.
I was going to question whether or not MVP was going to be able to get up under his own power and get back in the ring, but
wow.
Brody King says, you know what, I'll give you a push.
Brody King took advantage of what happened on the outside with Stokely Hathaway. And that's what you got to do. Take advantage of every situation that presents itself.
Brody King twisting and planting MVP. Kicking out at 2.
That's a veteran kick out right there. A veteran kick out. And I say that because of all the punishment he took on the outside, but he waited till the very, very end, and then he kicked out. Give yourself a little bit of a breather if you can, if you call it that, for 2 seconds worth. Look at that. Oh, that was a great maneuver coupled with a terrible miss. Can you believe a guy 6'8" could go that high and be that agile in the air?
It's incredible. A true hybrid. Can brawl.
Well put, Rich. Hybrid.
Can battle with the powerhouses and I mean, I'd love to see this guy go one-on-one with a luchador, but right now in a battle with a veteran MVP who's feeling the effects of being driven through those chairs, and here it comes, Tony. MVP getting set up for the ball and elbow. No! Oh, no! A huge lariat by Brody King. I don't think I've ever seen anybody stop that ball and elbow the entire time that I've seen MVP in action. Brody King able to get up and turn MVP inside out with a gigantic lariat. Stokely Hathaway watching on from the VIP area.
Yeah, it looks like he's rooting on and cheering on Brody King here. I guess he'd go for anyone against MVP based on what we've seen and what we've heard.
Brody King already delivering.
Uh-oh. There you go. Great counter.
Earlier, hold on, MVP.
That's a veteran move. That's what that was.
Whipping King into the turnbuckles. Brody a little dazed, finally getting to his feet, and here comes MVP with a running big boot. From the corner. Oh!
Oh, great leg strength, great extension of the legs on that suplex. Look at that. Oh, but there you go. There's what happened on the outside, having the effects, Rich.
Brody King hanging in here with a veteran like MVP. I mean, Brody 2 years in, not even 2 years in the profession. MVP, meanwhile, has won championships, Tony, across the globe.
Sure, and if a kid like Brody King is going to learn something from this match, he'll learn a lot about himself.
MVP, you have to wonder, that back is just kind of giving out on. Tony, you ever get back spasms? You can't even move.
Absolutely, I've had back surgery.
MVP trying to shake it off. Couple of high knees right into the jaw.
Oh.
And MVP going for the ball and elbow one more time.
Back gave out on him. Improvised nicely that time, though. Oh, and he almost got the win.
Kick out at 2.5.
Okay. With the back bothering him, it would behoove him not to try to pick this big guy up. Watch out.
Brody King! Good God, planting him! The all-seeing eye, no!
Wow. Thought for sure after the back had given out a couple of times And that great counter maneuver by Brody King, thought for sure that was it. As a matter of fact, Brody King thought it was it, but Frank Gastineau said absolutely not, only a 2 count. Wow. Dish it out and take it. And that's what we're seeing from MVP.
Brody King. Whoa! Springboard off the top rope, and
you know, he telegraphed that though, Rich.
he did, but
Yeah.
I'm just still amazed that a guy that large can move like that.
And I agree with you, but MVP saw it coming, and that's where Brody King will learn from that mistake. Here's a cover. Oh, he beat him.
MVP with the
Ladies
drive-by
and
kick.
gentlemen, here is your winner, Montel Vontavious Porter, MVP.
We talked about only 2 years in the sport. Brody King at 6'8", 285 is going to learn from this one. I mean, he went toe-to-toe with one of the great veterans that we've seen here in Major League Wrestling, Rich. He ended up losing this match, but he'll take a lot away from this match.
What a tremendous battle. MVP being driven through a pile of chairs, Tony, and then Brody King delivering what he thought was the be-all, end-all with the all-seeing eye, but MVP, the veteran, able to power back, connects with the drive-by kick, and gets a hard-fought victory over Brody King. And I'll tell you what, though, Brody King, I think, is going to be a mainstay here in Major League Wrestling. And hold on, maybe some more here after the bell.
There you go. Like to see that. Sign of respect and admiration on both ends. And the fans love it as well.
Well, we do know in store what's coming up in 2018, Tony. There will be a tournament for Major League Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship. And indeed, big news here as MLW takes the next step.
We've seen a lot of wrestlers so far that could vie for a Major League Wrestling World Heavyweight title. Think about the guys who have had a world strap around their waist. Right here in the state of Florida, Jack Briscoe. We talked about Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair, some of the greats. When you're a world champion, you defend the title not only here in the States, you defend it all over the world. It's quite an effort for you to go across the world and defend a world title. So it's going to mean a lot, and I can't wait for it to start.
Introducing first, weighing in this evening at 180 pounds from Bronx, New York, Jason Cade.
A young high flyer who we've seen in the past here at MLW, Jason Cade making his return. Talked to him earlier today. He said, you know what? I'm tired of being patient. I'm tired of waiting for an opportunity. I sense opportunity here in MLW, and tonight against Sammy Guevara, I am going to take advantage.
Yeah, well, we've seen Jason before. We know he's quite an athlete. He comes in with a lot of confidence, and I tell you,
And his opponent, weighing in this evening at 190 pounds from Houston, Texas, being accompanied to the ring by Selena De La Renta, he is the best ever, Sammy Guevara.
The showcase matchup featuring two prospects that have very, very bright futures. Selena De La Renta accompanying Sammy Guevara down to the ring. She's somebody to watch very, very carefully here in Major League Wrestling, Tony. She's a promoter, a manager of talent. And if you ask her, she says, I only accept the best clients.
Well, here's what I like about Guevara. Endorsed by Conan. And to me, that says everything. One of the greats that I've had a chance to do many of these matches years gone by. If Conan endorses you, if he says that he's one of the best in the game today, that is one hell of an endorsement.
Not only that, Guevara initially got his start training with Booker T.
Wow. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Little throwback there for you, Rich. Probably before you were born.
I guarantee it's before Guevara was born.
Yeah, probably so.
And Cade. Bit of a showboat. And if you've seen some of his matches, he's a kid who loves to talk about how good he is. He's a kid who loves to talk about how the world is his oyster, if you will. He's a little too cocky sometimes, and it has cost him in matches.
Well, he's coming off an extended tour of Mexico, and that just tells us he's had a lot of success over there in that extended tour if he comes across so cocky here.
I don't know if you can make sense of this chant. It's been a battle between Guevara and Cade on Twitter. Are you a cereal first or a milk first guy, Tony?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Cereal first.
All right, so you're in line with Jason Cade.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you put the milk in first?
I don't have no idea. Man, that's something wrong with you if you do that. And that's a battle on Twitter?
Yes, between Cade and
Wow,
Guevara.
Twitter is one of its core sin, I can tell you that.
Jason Cade out of the Bronx, Sammy Guevara out of Katy, Texas, right outside of Houston. Both of them high flyers.
Wow. Yes, sir. This is great action so far, and the fans are appreciating it.
Both bring a high energy offense. Cade lining up Guevara. Guevara shimmying back in, connects with a drop kick. Cade rolling to the outside, and now Guevara.
Sometimes these high-risk maneuvers, Rich, one mistake can cost you the entire match.
Cade back in, delivers a drop kick. Guevara out of the ring under the watchful eye of Selena De La Renta. Oh, high knee by Guevara. And now Sammy winding up. Suicide dive right into the front row.
This could be the mistake.
Whoa! Jason Cade answering.
The mistake was Guevara turning his back on his opponent.
It's the kind of stuff I'm
That's
talking
there.
about, Tony. You'll see him do that. You'll see him. Whoa, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Oh!
Berry flop by Guevara. Shades of the Olympian. And now Jason Cade has an answer all his own. Whatever you can do, I'm going to do it better.
It is amazing that either one of these guys can stand up. My God. Cereal first. I've heard everything now.
So you think Twitter's jumped the shark now?
Oh, my gosh.
Jason Cade rolling Guevara back in.
Next thing you hear is Lucky Charms, Cheerios.
More of a Frosted Flakes guy myself.
You come across as one.
Cade with a stiff kick to the back of Guevara.
Isn't it amazing after all the high-risk maneuvers we have seen, now they're going back to just high-impact wrestling?
Yeah.
And Cade's pretty sound strategy here. Actually, from both of them, as you're seeing, they're both countering each other with the same moves. Work on the back after they've taken those major spills on the outside. Work on the part of the body that you think now is maybe hurt based on what happened.
What's Cade thinking here? Look at this.
Yeah, a little submission hold. Again, working on the back and working on the midsection as well.
Selena De La Renta on the outside of the ring. Looking a little concerned, and Jason Cade may be feeling confident, but look at Guevara. Look at where he goes.
All right.
The first sense of trouble, and he rolls under the ropes towards the outside.
Yeah, that's great reaction. Good instinct. And now Cade has told everybody to move out of the way. It's almost like it's raining in the ballpark, and everybody's heading for shelter. What in the world are they going to do? Rich, they are not going to do what I think they're going to do, are they? Oh, thank God.
Yeah, Guevara desperate. Desperate to get out of the way.
Yeah.
And, well, Selena De La Renta, I think, may have helped. She may have grabbed a hold of Sammy to pull him free. But hold on. Guevara!
Oh, she probably saved her man right there.
Without a doubt.
Superplex from the top on the chairs. And this is a wooden floor here at the Gilt. You know, there's no mats around here.
Guevara kicking Cade under the, well,
outside the ring, I meant.
it's kind of kicked Cade off the ring apron. And Guevara now conferring with his manager, and Selena De La Renta out of Dorado, Puerto Rico.
There is not much room between the staging area to our left and the floor.
Tony, the referee's up to 8. And Cade diving in at the 9 count. But you're right, there's probably about 2 feet.
You could really get hurt over there because you could hit your head, the back of your neck on that staging.
What a suplex by Guevara. Hooks the leg. And kick out at 1. You're talking about Selena. Not only is she based in Puerto Rico, but she does have satellite offices worldwide. San Diego, in Mexico City, Chile, Bolivia. And I understand that she was a big reason why Guevara just came off that extended Mexican tour.
Right. Well, when you got connections and you got money, right?
Yep. Now, watch this. I've seen Guevara.
You've seen him do that before.
I've seen him do that before, and that's the type of stuff I'm talking about. That, number one, it's not going to win you many friends when you try to embarrass somebody like that. But number two, and Tony, you mentioned it earlier, he turned his back on Jason Cade. That's the type of thing you have a young kid who talks a big game, and for the most part, the most part can back it up. But at times he just kind of lets that, I don't know, that youthful arrogance cloud his judgment, and it costs him time and time again. We'll see if it happens tonight.
Yeah, it's another way of saying he's losing focus, and that's all. That's part of the exuberance of youth, if you will. I understand that.
Guevara with a right forearm, trying to wear down Jason Cade. Oh, Cade.
Critical mistake. Boy, it's something we've talked about so much during this telecast. But stay focused.
Oh! Whipping Sammy viciously into the turnbuckles in the kid who calls himself the Flying Gambino, Jason Cade. Trying to feed off the energy of the crowd here in Orlando, getting back to his feet as Guevara slowly pulls himself up in the corner. Cade ducks under. What a collision. Jason Cade trying to get fired up, and Guevara reeling. But can Cade finish it off? That was pretty.
Now, Selena was barking out orders when they were over to that side of the ring. Oh, boy.
Springboard crossbody. And Jason Cade getting pumped up. Tony, you think he should have gone for the cover there?
I think so. But give Guevara credit there. Or Guevara credit. He just kind of rolled through it.
Couple of strikes by Cade. And hold on, the handspring code breaker by Cade. That could do it. Into the cover. Hooks the leg. Kick out at 2 by Guevara.
Boy, Selena screaming, get out right at the 2 count or right at the 3 count there. Oh, did you hear that time? That was too close. Well, I'm sure he knows that. Well, you got to give her credit. She's pretty active here at ringside.
Guevara checking to make sure all those teeth are still in place.
He's been doing a lot of that checking on the teeth.
Double knees right to your jaw. You'd be checking them too.
Now what's Jason going to come up with here? Took too long to get to the point of the attack.
Oh my God! Super kick by Guevara. The Spanish fly from a standing position, the super kick, and now Guevara going to the top. Cade able to roll through. Super kick, high knee. Cade with a high knee. Guevara with a kick. Misses with the clothesline. Both thinking the same thing, and down they go. What a sequence.
You've seen so many times in the years wrestlers trading blows. These guys were trading kicks, just like wrestlers trade blows with right and left hands. That was spectacular. I'm digging this. And now we get a 10 count. But here's Selena over there. Get up!
And they're still going with that milk first, cereal first thing.
It apparently is very important to him.
Well, you know, it's an interesting thing that in today's day and age with social media, how hot you can get at somebody else through social media.
Well, you're telling me.
Apparently that's playing a factor here in this matchup. Guevara, now Cade. Guevara holds on. Oh, rolling through. Jason Cade to put it away. No dives. Oh, what a knee! What a knee! Jason Cade. Trying to light up Guevara. Plants him. That's going to do it. No!
Great escape. Cade was using some basic wrestling maneuvers that time. We saw a standing switch. We saw a front kick. Basic maneuvers that we've seen throughout the years, and it almost got him the victory. Sometimes the most basic maneuvers can win you a match after all the high flying and acrobatic moves that we've seen.
Cade. It's been close many times. Guevara keeps hanging in there.
Whoa. Sometimes just a good old fist to the mouth will change things around.
No. This could be very, very dangerous, Tony. You mentioned that space between the ring and that elevated platform where the fans are sitting. And Cade! Cade crashing down into the fans. And into that seating area. Luckily, he didn't fall through the cracks between that space there, Tony. And now Guevara going to the top.
Wow. A shooting star press. 2.
Kick out by Cade.
Oh, boy. Guevara cannot believe it. Cannot believe that he didn't win the match on that.
The kid who calls himself Mr. Money's Worth. And again, losing focus here, Tony. More concerned. Hey, it was 3. It was 3. It wasn't 2. He should be on top of Jason Cade right now.
Right now, he's more just exasperated, frustrated, than he is being arrogant. Meanwhile, Cade.
Well, call it what you want. You said it earlier. It's losing focus.
Sure it is. And it's a part of being young.
Well, is that going to be the opening that Cade needs?
See, when you're young, you lose focus. When you get older, sometimes you just lose your memory.
I don't remember.
What's he doing here?
Hold on.
What in the?
No.
Is that one of the speakers here at the Guilt?
Indeed it is.
He's climbing up on the speakers.
Selena De La Renta seems to be enjoying this, Tony. Her client, Sammy Guevara, met with a super kick by Cade.
Right in the bottom of the rib cage. Oh, my.
Might have collapsed a lung.
Very well could have. But what does he have left to make a cover with? And the answer right now is nothing here, Rich. Cade cannot even roll over to make a cover. Now Selena positions herself right here in front.
Cade said he wanted tonight to be a statement.
All right. Here he goes.
Super kick by Guevara. Nice reversal. Guevara going for the superplex. Cade blocking.
Yeah, holding on to the rope with his left hand, doing a great job of it.
Attack the leg. Double stop! Now connects with a super kick. Jason Cade to put it away. De La Renta.
Grabbing the leg. We've seen it so many years. Too close. As he said, don't even talk to me right now. Watch out, a robot!
Guevara from behind, feet on the ropes.
Oh, my.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner, the best ever, Sammy Guevara!
Cade can't believe it. He got screwed, Tony.
Well, he got double teamed, basically. He had a battle with two. Selena De La Renta and Sammy Guevara. I thought Cade made a great showing tonight. I thought he's got a lot he can build on. Tough that he had to deal with two.
Pleading his case to the official to no avail. Sammy Guevara scores the victory here at MLW. Like I said it earlier on, sometimes you just have to do what you have to do, and Sammy Guevara, well, he did it.
Yeah, he did. Jason Cade wrestled a hell of a match, but he got outnumbered. But it's a win. You're exactly right, and congratulations to Guevara for the win.
Well, earlier on, MVP, we saw him involved with Stokely Hathaway. Hathaway providing the distraction that, well, may have cost MVP. We understand that Aria Blake, our backstage correspondent, is standing by with more.
I'm outside MVP's locker room where it sounds like a big argument is taking place right.
You know what, Aria? MVP made a very poor business decision. Consequences are a motherfucker. So if I were you, tonight, I would stick around because it's gonna get interesting.
Defeating Ricochet at MLW One Shot was one of the greatest achievements of my professional life. This is my friend, my mentor, and beating him should have been something I look back on with pride. Darby Allin, Jimmy Havoc, you took that away from me.
Somebody call for help.
You were my friend, Darby.
Suffering's a beautiful part of life, Shane.
And Jimmy Havoc, I know who you, what you are. You carry an axe, you should have taken my head. You forgot the most important thing. Darby.
Does it look familiar, Shane?
Jimmy?
You were gonna get exactly what you want.
Swerve is confidence.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time is now. It is now time for your MLW Never Say Never main event. The following is a tag team matchup with no disqualifications scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, weighing in at a combined 339 pounds, the team of Darby Allin and Jimmy Havoc.
Our main event set to get underway. Havoc and Allin. We saw that message that they sent to both John Hennigan and Shane Strickland earlier. Darby Allin with the bloody hand. I mean, these are two guys that absolutely creep us out.
You know, these guys are scary. They're young, they're talented, they'll do anything it takes. And we saw Darby Allin last time on One Shot. The things that he can do are pretty remarkable.
Tony, I'm being told that we've been alerted that there's a press conference here at the building. The Miami Herald, the Orlando Sentinel, Wrestling Observer, ESPN Radio among those that are setting up in the press room. We're not sure what this is about. You know, perhaps Aria Blake can get some more info, or perhaps pass something along. As soon as we find out,
their
we'll
opponents
pass that along to you.
weighing in this evening at a combined 401 pounds, the team of John Hennigan and Shane Swerve Strickland.
I think it's safe to say that Swerve is going to have an entirely different type of matchup than he had against Ricochet the last time you and I were together, Rich.
John Hennigan making his way down to the ring. And you're right, Tony, we said earlier on that it was a night that should have been a celebration for
Sure
Shane
was.
Strickland. It was a career-defining win over Ricochet. And here we go. Jumping the gun, Darby Allin, Jimmy Havoc. Before Shane Strickland can even make it down to the ring, it is essentially a 2-on-1 right now.
Well, a mistake has been made. Oh boy. It's no disqualification. Right?
And that is why the bell rang.
That's right. The match is underway, and where is Swerve?
Thumbtacks littered on the ring.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there's probably
Thumbtacks.
a couple hundred of them there. Here comes
Are these
Strickland.
people
Here
nuts?
comes Strickland. Here comes Strickland. Finally Strickland getting involved.
Shane came out from the other side here.
Where we get some kind of explanation as to what happened. Your mind starts to run wild.
Well, we've had some people be jumped already here in this event. Wow, look at Allin.
Darby Allin with a drop kick, and Hennigan trying to, it's almost like he's trying not to fall into the moat. Oh, hold on. Strickland launches Allin into the thumbtacks.
Wow, this could be a very short main event. Something like that happens. I'm going to be honest with you, Rich. I've never witnessed this. Seen a lot of crazy things in wrestling. I've never witnessed someone getting thrown on thumbtacks.
Jimmy Havoc planted by Hennigan. Darby Allin and Jimmy Havoc both a little pin-cushiony at this point.
Does Darby have some thumbtacks in his face?
I believe he does. He's got them all over his...
Okay, all over his arm. I see that. He's trying to...
Oh, Hennigan planted Allin with a kick. And they have driven that thumbtack a little bit deeper into maybe his nose or his face. Or... Whoa!
Oh.
The other side here, Jimmy Havoc tried to chop at the throat of Shane Strickland and instead went hand first into the steel ring post. It looks like John Hennigan's getting a table set up, Tony.
Hennigan's got a table. Fans got to clear out on this side. Havoc goes right through the chairs. Right through the chairs.
Again, this is a no disqualification matchup. And I suppose it's been a misnomer to say a tag team matchup. Disqualification, there's no tags, there's nothing. This is nothing but a brawl, Tony.
Oh boy, head first goes Allin on the other side.
Tony, we've seen so much on display here tonight. Whether it's high flying, whether it's a no disqualification, a hardcore style matchup. Fantastic women's wrestling. Major League Wrestling is hybrid wrestling.
We've got it all. Everything that you've come to know and love about pro wrestling, it's all right here in Major League Wrestling.
So we have two scenes of action going on here. Jimmy Havoc loading up chairs on top of Shane Strickland. In the meantime, Darby Allin and John Hennigan.
Someone may be superplexed on a chair or on a table here. That table is set up. At least at last check it was. Oh, man.
Hennigan back first into the ring apron.
Everything Allin does is with such force and so ferocious. You know, I was impressed with him. I saw him for the first time. The last time you and I got together, Rich, at one shot, I was so impressed with what he could do.
I could be wrong, but I think I see a staple gun on the ring apron.
Are you serious?
I think I do.
Well, someone ought to get that. Yeah, Jimmy Havoc's got some labels out. What's he?
Several theaters of action, if you will.
Oh, my God.
Jimmy Havoc with, I think he just grabbed some...
Avery labels.
Yeah.
What's he? What the hell is going on?
I think he grabbed some flyers or maybe the seating sections.
Okay.
But he's got a staple gun. I don't like the looks of this.
Oh, no.
No,
someone's got to stop.
no. Come on, no.
Stop this.
No.
What am I watching? What is that?
How nuts? Well, I guess the name applies, doesn't it? Havoc.
Oh, no, not again, not again. Oh, Tony, I'm going to be sick.
Well, at least he doesn't have a nail gun, and I don't want to give anybody any ideas here. But this is absolutely freaking nuts.
In the meantime, Darby Allin and Hennigan continue to battle on the outside as Strickland now gets a hold of it. Oh, no! What the hell is wrong with this guy?
Okay, we have lost our minds. We have absolutely lost our minds here, but that's okay. We're enjoying it.
Darby.
Oh.
Darby Allin.
Oh.
I mean, these guys have, Tony, you talk about combat sports. This is really up in the ante a bit, isn't it?
Yeah, and the thing of it is Allin is so acrobatic. He can do so many things. He's absolutely amazing. He really is.
Strickland has waited for this moment ever since being a
Oh,
no,
my
God,
God.
not again.
Watch out!
Darby Allin!
Oh!
Suicide somersault wipes out Strickland. In the meantime, Jimmy Havoc is bleeding like a stuck pig. And there are just bodies and chaos all over the place.
I think the word suicide applied a long time ago. All right.
Heads up, Hennigan fires a chair into the ring. And perhaps another on the way.
I'm going to be honest with you. After a staple gun, a chair is kind of a letdown for me.
Jimmy Havoc now engaging Hennigan. And wisely, our official Frankie Gastineau putting on a pair of rubber gloves or latex gloves.
Can Swerve get back to his feet here on the front side of the ring?
You know what? There's so much going on everywhere. Jimmy Havoc, I mean, look at him. The blood pouring down his face.
Well, yeah. He got a staple to the noggin. So what are they going to do next here, Rich? Want to call it?
Oh, no.
Oh, the paper cut. The worst cut of them all.
That might be worse than the staple in the
Yes,
forehead, Tony.
absolutely.
And he's doing it again.
Oh, those things never heal. Watch. Oh. Well.
He's picking up a handful of thumbtacks. Jimmy Havoc picking up the thumbtacks and no.
You know the only sane thing about what's going on here?
What's that?
Frank Gastineau's got rubber gloves on.
Yeah.
That's the only sane thing going on in the ring. Everybody else has lost their mind.
Again, this all goes back to after Never Say Never, Darby Allin. And at the time, what was an unknown accomplice attacked Strickland after the match. Tony, you were right there. You were talking to Strickland. You saw it happen from just a few feet away.
Actually, I heard it happen. We talked, and I said, great match. Probably the match of your life against Ricochet, and all of a sudden I heard something, and now we're seeing the result of it.
Darby Allin saying that he and Jimmy Havoc attacking Strickland because all Strickland represents. Under the cover here and a kick out at 2. I almost forgot that you can get a cover and end the match like this, Tony.
Yeah,
It's been a brawl.
I mean, you think last man standing, right?
Yeah.
But in effect, it's a 1, 2, 3.
At any rate, the game plan by Darby Allin and Jimmy Havoc, take out Shane Strickland. He just beat Ricochet. That had to put him at the top of the ranking system.
Yeah. They attack him because they want their spot in that ranking. And they feel by attacking Swerve, that was the best way to do it. I just wonder sometimes how much is enough and how much they got to prove. Oh, my God.
Talked to Shane Strickland on the MLW flagship podcast about a week or two ago, and he talked about
He wants to prove not only to everybody but to himself that he's got what it takes to be just as depraved, just as sick as Darby Allin and Jimmy Havoc. He can go there if he needs to.
Oh! Great improvisation.
Here comes Strickland. Shade Strickland!
That should be it.
Kick out by Darby Allin at 2.
Keep coming back for more, don't they?
When you look at this match on paper, again, you look at Darby Allin, you look at Jimmy Havoc, and you say there is no way that Strickland and Hennigan can match the depth that those two are willing to go to.
Yeah, and that's true, but they've held their own. Oh. How that didn't break his neck, I'll never know. Head snapped back against the top turnbuckle. Is that what's left of a chair in the middle of the ring?
It's actually a cookie sheet.
Is that a cookie sheet?
It is.
Okay.
It's one of those thick cookie sheets, though.
Okay.
Not the little flimsy one you get at holiday time.
Yeah, the kind you see every day near a wrestling ring.
Oh! Something went flying. I don't know if that was a tooth or a thumbtack. Allin able to land on his feet and now going after the knee.
He is so agile.
Rolling through. Cover. And getting out of 2. Cover again. Allin trying to put it away. Shane Strickland able to stay in this no disqualification matchup.
Allin does so many amazing things, but he's twisted. I mean, he's twisted. But he can just flat out get it. The kid can really, really go. But then he wants the cookie sheet.
Oh! Strickland with the arm submission. That's how he beat Ricochet.
He tried his, I believe, his coffin drop.
Allin able to find a way out of it, and now Strickland.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, he just may try to snap this thing off. Oh! And I think he did.
You can hear that.
Yeah,
you can hear the snap from back here.
He broke his arm. He broke his arm. He absolutely broke his arm. He had tried that coffin drop maneuver of his, and then, where's he going? He's done. He's absolutely done. And now it's 2-on-1. And this is exactly what Swerve wanted with Hennigan, to get 2-on-1, and now watch the carnage here, Rich. Oh!
And again,
no!
With an elbow. That's got to be an off.
It still didn't keep him down. Still didn't keep him down. What the hell?
Oh! Hennigan with a running knee. Strickland connects with a huge kick.
You would think eventually someone would say, okay, that's enough. I can't bleed anymore.
Kick out at 2
But
by
no, they keep coming back.
Jimmy Havoc.
Yeah. And there is absolutely a 2-on-1. I guess the arm is broken. Allin is gone.
At this point, I'd imagine he's seeking medical attention.
Yeah, and Strickland right now getting the revenge he wants, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely, 2-on-1.
Absolutely.
At the mercy.
That want for revenge runs deep.
You're not kidding. At the mercy of Hennigan and Strickland. Boy, Havoc is not giving up.
They've got a table set up right at the edge of the ring. Kind of like where you used to call stuff from, Tony.
Oh, absolutely. I had a lot of people fall on me there, but nothing as crazy as this. It's amazing.
Look at how Strickland's hooking that top rope.
Yeah. You know, the fight that Havoc has in him is incredible. It really is. I mean, he's been taking the onslaught of 2 guys now, no partner at all, and he is still fighting for his life. Oh my God. That could come to an end anytime now. Oh! most certainly has a broken arm. The other one's been thrown through a table. Could have some cracked vertebrae, could have a broken back, cracked ribs. What else is left? You know, you talk about all this running deep, revenge running deep. Boy, you're seeing it. You could see in the face of Swerve that time when he grabbed Havoc up and pushed him back in the ring.
Anakin, Starship Pain. That's going to be enough. Havoc powers on again, Tony. Unbelievable.
Yeah, and Strickland can't believe it either. He's frustrated.
And Tony, look at how the color red is starting to stain this pure white ring apron here at MLW.
Yeah. Strickland thought for sure that was over, and now he's angry. Boy, Havoc can barely stand. Oh, boy. Jeez. Is Havoc really begging off after all of this? I'm sorry. Oh!
Stereo super kick.
And he was going to apologize there. Oh, my God!
Darby Allin! The coffin drop from it!
What? The coffin drop from the top! From the balcony!
What the hell is wrong with this kid? He had a chair taped to him.
The fact that he can stand is a miracle.
Darby Allin coming flying from the balcony with a chair taped to his body and coffin dropping Strickland and Hennigan.
One of the most incredible spots I've ever seen in my life. My God. Oh. He came running, and I could see him from the corner over there, full speed. Absolutely no fear in him at all. A dead sprint, he came right across the barricade and came right off the balcony. He wanted back in the ring, and there he is. This has got to be the end game here.
Hold on, who's that? Who is that?
Is that the girl we saw earlier attacking Garrett? Santana Garrett?
It very well may be.
Where is
Tony, to be honest, I'm not sure, but at any rate.
Well, she's staying at ringside now, and she's got a chain.
Well, the fortunes have been reversed as Shane Strickland driven through a table. Jimmy Havoc for the cover. Strickland powers out. Whoever that is nearly cost Strickland and Hennigan the match. But somehow Shane Strickland, we said it, the want for revenge runs deep.
And now she's given the chain to Havoc. Strickland at the mercy of two men now. Oh! A lariat with the chain. 2, 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are your winners, Darby Allin and the King of Gods.
That was as completely crazy and unhinged rich as I've ever seen.
A new dark era is upon MLW. Tony, Darby Allin, Jimmy Havoc wiping out Hennigan, wiping out Strickland in this no disqualification matchup. And
We wondered who was running around here. This mystery assailant. I don't know who she is, Tony, but apparently we have our answer.
Thank you. Thank you for coming today. We're here to discuss Montel Vontavious Porter, known worldwide as MVP. MVP has been a very poor business partner. But before we get into that, let's talk about the early 2000s. MVP, the backstory, was that he was in the federal penitentiary for 9 years. And once he got out, he decided to become a professional wrestler. So someone helped him secure a 6-figure deal with World Wrestling Entertainment. Then once he was done there, he decided to go on to New Japan. He didn't do that by himself. Someone branded him, they marketed him, they made him a household name, and that someone is me. And last time I checked, the name Montel Vontavious Porter is on a contract that has at the top Black Friday Management, which was started by the late, great Gary Hart, and now I am in full control of. So that means that I can dictate who MVP wrestles, who he competes against. So, as I was thinking, I know of a way MVP can repay his debt. His debt to me for not saying, thank you, Stokely, for everything that you have done for me. So, that debt is going to start next month at MLW 0 Hour. MVP will compete against, he is a former IWGP Junior Champion, a former 0-1 International Junior Champion, a former Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion, Low Key. Thank you.
Stokely Hathaway has Loki signed with Black Friday.